every time you come to India, there's a lot of unpredictability in conditions. You have to keep adapting. What about this venue? What do you make of the playing conditions, and how are you looking forward to the challenge of playing so many tests in these conditions?
Yeah, it's always I guess the conditions are firstly foreign to what we're used to, but we're excited about the chance of playing 6 test matches on the bounce here in the subcontinent. So it's exciting to play cricket in India. Obviously, the weather is probably the biggest challenge since we've been here for the last few days. But we're looking forward to hopefully getting out there tomorrow and getting into some test cricket.
Besides this test match, there are 5 other test matches on the bounce, like 2 against Sri Lanka, in Sri Lanka, and 3 against India. So, and all of them are part of the World Test Championship cycle. So, is there a concern considering the ground conditions that we are looking at on the players, how they will approach the match?
No, I guess the ground conditions come under the match referee and the officials. So it's their decision to decide whether it's when it's fit or whether it's fit or not. So as players, if they say it's fit, then we go out and play. But we're just looking forward to hopefully the weather clearing and getting out there at some stage.
Afghanistan just beat New Zealand in the T20 World Cup. In terms of Test cricket, what's your assessment? There are some unknown players in the Afghanistan setup. How do you see their team in terms of Test cricket? How do you your assessment?
Yeah, I think Afghanistan have been an improving side for a number of years, and any time you come up against them, you know you're in for a fight, especially in these conditions. We saw in the T20 World Cup how dangerous a side they can be. They would have grown a lot of confidence from the success they've had, not only in the T20 World Cup, but the One Day World Cup last year in India. They're still new to the Test format, but I'm sure it's a format they want to keep growing in as well, like they have done in the other 2 formats.
Yeah, you've got a few good spinners in your side, including Ijaz. Afghanistan are known for nice spinners. You're looking forward to a spin challenge here?
Yeah, I think when you come to this part of the world, you expect the spin to play a heavy role, and we've got a number of different options and some quality spinners to turn on. I think I'd be very surprised if spin didn't play a big part in the next 6 Test matches that we've got.
Yeah, Tim. Firstly, you had a big appetite of white ball cricket. You're playing a test match after very, very long. I mean, it's about 6-7 months, if I'm not mistaken. Kane yesterday spoke about the adjustment. Like, you are going to finish your WTC cycle the earliest. Is that a disadvantage that you have had very little time to adapt from white ball to red ball, considering you last played in the T20 World Cup, but now suddenly you have to play red ball? Is this a challenge for you going ahead?
I think it's a challenge for every side. You have to, and for players that play multi-formats, you have to, balance the chopping and changing nature of busy schedules. So, we haven't played Test cricket for a while, but we're also excited because we all love Test cricket, and we're looking forward to getting back out there and playing Test cricket. And for us as a side to have 9 Test matches in a short space of time is exciting and something that we don't usually get. So we knew when the Test Championship cycle came out that was our draw, and we were going to be finished when we are in December. But we're just looking forward to a chunk of Test cricket which we don't usually get.
Tim, you guys are playing 6 tests in the subcontinent as a fast bowling captain. How challenging it is going to be for you to play all 6 test matches on the bounce?
Yeah.
And if there is a conscious effort on workload management, will we see you taking a backseat in one of the matches or something, considering you guys are playing back-to-back matches?
Yeah, it's a tough. Obviously, with six Test matches in this part of the world, you'd like to think spin plays majority of the part as a bowling unit. We've got 4 quality pace bowlers, which we have at our disposal as well. So it's about working out what balance is right. It's exciting to I guess have a number of Test matches in this part of the world. As a seamer, if you can do well in this part of the world, it's a great test for a bowler to come to this part of the world. So we'll take each match as it comes, but we know that it's a busy little period for us where we may have to work through our workloads.
Tim, following up on that, I mean, there is a trend emerging in New Zealand cricket about this casual contracts thing. Going forward, do you see that as a benefit to New Zealand cricket? cricket that some players are taking the casual contracts approach, the T20 league approach, or is it going to harm Test cricket in New Zealand in the long run?
I don't think. I think the way that New Zealand cricket they're trying to work with the players and come out with a solution that's best suited for the player and New Zealand cricket as a whole. So obviously a small cricketing country in terms of numbers, it'll be great to have as many people available for New Zealand as possible. But we know with the nature of the way the world's going, it's getting harder and harder. So I'm sure New Zealand cricket will continue to work with players, and players will continue to work with New Zealand cricket to try and work out what's best for both parties.
And commiserations, Tim, the All Blacks lost today to the Springboks.
Yeah, it's tough start. Yeah,
Tim, I mean,
good that you're across it though.
Yeah.
other day, Ajaz, we spoke to Ajaz, and he said that it's a bit disappointing. I mean, when you're taking 10 wicket hauls and you're not playing, getting regular chances, right? But as a test captain, how do you tell a player? I mean, you're not the captain back then, but how do you tell a player, okay, boss, I mean, you're not our leading spinner, despite taking someone who's done so well in India, but he's not your frontline spinner overseas. Is it something? What kind of talk? What kind of conversation you had with him?
Yeah, it's just the nature of playing in this part of the world and playing in New Zealand. We're going to be faced with a similar situation here with seamers that have performed well in New Zealand. You come to this part of the world and you miss out. So it's just the makeup of your side. In New Zealand, spin very rarely plays a part. We've had in the last summer we had the likes of Glenn Phillips, Mitch Sapner as options. Glenn Phillips obviously bats in the top 6 or 7, so he offers that option of spinning New Zealand where it doesn't play as big a role as it does over in this part of the world. But it's just, I guess, working out what's the best. Like I said, we're going to have quality pace bowlers that have done extremely well in New Zealand miss out in this part of the world. So it's just the way it is. It's tough, but the chance for Ajaz and the other spinners to have 6 Test matches on the bounce in spin-friendly conditions. So I'm sure they're excited about that challenge.
Hi team, Steve Smith has called captaining in these conditions like a game of chess, because a lot of times in Australia I said it's all about playing with a third, fourth slip. So like, what are the challenges you're looking forward to, and how different is it to back home?
Yeah, very different. Like I said, pace is your main threat back home. Here it's potentially going to be spin, but also it's how you work in and around the spin with your pace bowlers as well. So it's a challenge, especially for us coming from a place where conditions are foreign, but it's always exciting. It's an exciting place to play cricket, and we're looking forward to the chance of playing 6 in a short space of time in this part of the world.
Following Anderson's retirement, I think you're the bowler with the most number of Test wickets among active players, and not far away from Hadley's mark. Do you see this more and more as a rarity in terms of a fast bowler having this longevity in Test cricket? Do you think is the last of a breed?
I'm not sure. I don't think anyone will reach the heights that James Anderson has been able to reach over his career. But yeah, for me, it's just about I still love Test cricket. I still enjoy playing it, and so just excited to be back playing Test cricket after a bit of a break. But yeah, I think with the appetite of T20 and white ball cricket. I'd like to still think that there's a lot of Test cricket to be played for countries as well. So we'll have to wait and see.
Tim, this is one query. There is a lot of talk about the Fab Four: Kohli, Williamson, and then Steve Smith and Joe Root. And Joe Root has been batting so well, scoring centuries after century. Williamson is averaging 68, 69 in the last 5 years. Who has been the toughest to bowl according to you, and why?
Well, probably bowl the most to Kane in the nets, and it's always a tough challenge. But for us as bowlers to be able to be tested by one of the best in the world in the nets day in day out, it's a great thing, and be able to see Kane do it firsthand has been amazing to watch. Obviously, the other guys are phenomenal players as well, and I guess it's the reason why they're called the Fab Four. They are brilliant Test players and brilliant cricketers. So we're very lucky to experience and watch Kane firsthand, and luckily don't have to play against him very often.
Tim's got a great record against Virat. He's dismissed him with the most.
Oh, thank you.